One down and one to go. And with the new administration coming into the US, let me tell you, they have a history of supporting Canadians. With Trump being elected, you see a lot of people taking to social media, a lot of Hollywood types, threatening to leave the United States and go to other places like Canada. And let me tell you, the message is loud and clear to those people: don't come. Here it is. This message is for Hollywood and the rich leftist elites in the US who say they're fleeing America because Trump got elected. Don't come to Canada. Trudeau will be gone and we'll have our own anti-woke prime minister, Pierre Poilievre. Thanks in advance. Absolutely. And with the United States having their newfound dream team, which I'd like to say is across the board. This is crazy because we're actually in a situation, I know all these people are freaking out, but this is actually the left and the right coming together like we've never seen before, you know, with people like Tulsi Gabbard, who was a Democrat and left to join Trump's team. Across the board, you see RFK, a lifelong Democrat, leaving the Democrat Party to join Trump in the Republicans, and the whole crew. This is amazing, and this is something to look forward to. But what's going to happen in Canada? Well, it's one of the members of this chiming in, Robert Ronning, saying, Elon Musk, we need your help in Canada getting rid of Trudeau. Elon Musk replying, he'll be gone in the upcoming election. And this is the reality on the ground. The polls are not in Trudeau's favor. They're not in the NDP's favor. Definitely in the favor of the Conservative Party. And that's the trend. That's where it's going. And this is just the groundswell of support from the ground. Now, when it comes to the Dream Team in the US, they've been supporting the average person in Canada for a long time. As we know, we've seen during the pandemic a groundswell of just Canadian people, everyday people from, didn't matter what side of the aisle, were just fed up with this government and their overreach completely. And the US, there's been a lot of talk about what was going on here, and Donald Trump was no exception. Now, he wasn't president at the time, but this is what he had to say about the response of the government when it came to the truckers in Canada.
The tyranny we have witnessed in Canada in recent weeks should shock and dismay people all over the world. In an advanced Western democracy, the peaceful movement of patriotic truckers, workers, and families protesting for their most basic rights and liberties has been violently put down. Their assets and life savings have been frozen. They have been slandered as Nazis, racists, and terrorists. These are the names they've been called. They've been arrested and charged with phony crimes. They've been falsely accused of loyalty to foreign powers. I watched them. I saw those maple leafs all over the flags and the love for their country. Plenty of Americans were there too, and they love our country. They're being hunted down like enemies of their own government and treated worse than drug dealers and murderers or rapists. A line has been crossed. You're either with the peaceful truckers or you are with the left-wing fascists. And that's what's been happening. And it's been a strong line. We stand with the truckers and we stand with the Canadian people in their noble quest to reclaim their freedom.
Look at that standing ovation. That is just amazing. I love to see it. This is the support that we're getting from our brothers and sisters, our cousins in the United States. This is a groundswell of support for liberty, a movement of just liberty. We've had enough of this government overreach, and in the United States, we've seen some great outcomes because of this in the recent election just on Tuesday, and now we're anticipating the next election in Canada. Now, he's not the only one who's shown support. This was Tulsi Gabbard when she was in her bid running running for president. She was running for the Democratic nomination, for which they robbed it from her. They robbed it from, well, we all seen it now, the way the Democrat Party works and how they're just going to take whoever they want and just instill them. They didn't even bother having a primary last time. They just put Kamala Harris in there, and you wonder why she lost. But this is Tulsi Gabbard during the what was supposed to be a democratic process, showing her affinity for Canada and essentially the trend that governments have been going down.
Basically, what they're telling us is you are an enemy of the state if you dare to oppose or even question the president, his administration, or his policies. Shut up, step back, fall in line, or we're coming after you. This isn't some theory. This is reality. And this is a reality we're seeing play out in Canada as we speak. You have the autocratic leader in Canada who's resorted to genuinely authoritarian and tyrannical means to suppress a peaceful mass protest against the power elite there. Everything that we see happening up north, everything from the execution of emergency powers to the freezing of bank accounts, the seizure of children from parents, the destruction of livelihoods and small businesses, all of these things could happen here. So the question I ask myself in confronting all this is, what are they so afraid of? Who are they afraid of?
Well, they're afraid of the average person standing up. And this is what happened in Canada. When the average person stood up against their government and the government overreach, and I'm talking everyday people. Now, the news media is going to try to spin this and they have tried to spin this and made the trucker convoy look like some fringe group. No, it was everyday Canadians lining up on bridges, overpasses to watch the truckers go to Ottawa. It wasn't some fringe group, and it wasn't what they're trying to paint as like a full-blown anti-vax movement. No, it was anti-mandates. It was telling the government, you can't tell us what we can put in our bodies. Of course, the liberals want to have this discussion about abortion, what we can do with our bodies, but they don't want to have this discussion when it comes to the mandates they had. And what did they do? They came at us with economic measures. And this is another thing that another one of the members of this dream team talked about, and that was Elon Musk talking about the economic measures. We need to make sure that people have economic freedom, because this is tyranny that's creeping up on our doorstep here.
That's actually an important part of freedom as well. If those doing money exchange or running the money system can stop people who disagree with them politically, that's a huge problem. I mean, saw that happen in Canada with the trucker strike, where people were being basically financially ostracized from society for just being in a peaceful strike. So I think it's important that we have a within the bounds of the law that we enable freedom of flow of money, which is a form of information. That's actually an important part of freedom as well.
Elon Musk illustrating just why it's so important to have financial freedom, especially from government. Hey, who's that guy? So this is very important to have financial freedom, and it's important to have freedom of choice. And, the liberals, again, the Liberal Party, here's an ad from them, talking about freedom of choice all the time when it comes to one topic, but not when it comes to you making medical choices for yourself. And now they're actually running a hit piece against Pierre Poilievre right now. Because of his ongoing support for Canadians' right to choose. This is you can't make this up, folks. This is just absolutely insane. Now, to all those detractors that say that Pierre Poilievre wasn't on the side of the truckers and wasn't on the side of the average Canadians that were against these mandates, well, here's a clear example given to you actually from the Liberal Party.
Divisive and unscientific vaccine mandates.
The unscientific vaccine mandate.
An unscientific mandate.
A vaccine vendetta. We will fight tooth and nail to put a permanent end to vaccine mandates and other oppressive actions by the government that take away people's medical freedoms.
Health officials in Quebec are sounding the alarm over community spread of measles.
Now they're equating it to measles and getting measles shots. He's talking about unscientific mandates on this, the COVID mandate, the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The measles shots have never been mandated, as far as I'm aware. They've never been mandated. But hey, this is what the liberals are doing. This is their type of attack ads at what essentially is going to be the next government, because they are not getting in again. not in an honest way anyway. But getting back to Americans and their opinions of what's going on right now. Of course, here's Ben Shapiro. I love this one, and I wanted to share this today. Leftists in America saying, I'm moving to Canada. And here's the response from Canada. That's right. Pierre Poilievre eating his apple. Now, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Now, we have this dream team in the US. We have the nightmare team right now in Canada until we have our next election. How do you think this is going to go? Do you think we're going to have an early election? I know that the average citizen in Canada would like to have that. It all really falls down to one man, Jagmeet Singh, and whether he's going to vote no confidence against this government. We all know about his pension, the whole thing. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this, all the support you've seen in this video. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.